Okay. Hey guys, my name is Hap. Let's talk about Black Friday since it hit this early morning. I woke up and I immediately got a notification, hey, you should check the store. So that is what I did. As you can see, I don't have enough gold right now, but I am assuming that from tonight's streams, I will have more than needed for at least one of those tanks. But why do people wait for Black Friday in Blitz specifically? Well, Black Friday, aside this fucking scam, Black Friday gets you a pretty nice sale on a lot of decent tanks. I bought my Black Friday tanks last time, jeez, it must have been, what, 2-3 years back when collect tanks were introduced, and those tanks that I bought were the IS-2SH, the T-34 1776, and then the Type 64 that isn't in my garage right now. And honestly, at the price that I had for them, they were a bargain, 32.50 gold for the 2SH and the T-34, I think. But now the prices have gone a little bit up, but they're still very well acceptable. So let's have a look at some of the tanks that were being offered, shall we? Now, you might see that these are rather fine. Most of them are okay. I'm gonna quickly tell you which ones you should get in case that you're just taking a look at this as like a help guide of sorts. If you want to get the best bang for your buck for 5,000 gold, buy either the 252U or the T26E5. Well, why shouldn't you buy any other one of those if you want like bang for buck, decent premium that you will use for a very long time if you have spared up your gold of all year just for one of these tanks? The Lorraine is a good premium, but it's rather hard to play. And honestly, do you really want a hard to play medium premium tank when you need to be grinding credits as fast as possible, as most efficiently as possible? Now, I think the most efficient one in this case would probably be the T26E5, because the 252U has, well, it has its own problems, one of them being pretty bad accuracy, so you're theoretically going to be spending more just on resupplying ammo, but that's a whole different kettle of fish that I won't get around in here. So either the 252U or T26E5, and both of them are going to serve you very well. Which other tanks would I recommend? Well, I would recommend the Lorraine, if you're like a decent player, or if you want a challenge, or if you have been looking for the Lorraine for a very long time and you want a good deal on it. Get the Lorraine now, because it isn't gonna be cheaper. Unless they sell it in like a pop-up offer for $10.99, which I really doubt is gonna happen soon, seeing as it's right now in the stores. Other than that, the 252U, of course, you might have seen my review on it on the channel, and I may post an updated one sooner or later. The T26E5, if you don't have many heavies in your garage, or if you just want something that is like a little bit different, because what it has is like a higher alpha 90mm gun, then the T26E5 will serve you just fine. It's not gonna be like anything outstanding, it's gonna be like a typical American heavy, strong turret, fairly decently armored hull, and surprisingly decent mobility, because, well, it's basically a Pershing. Then I would recommend against all of the other ones, maybe except the Panzer IV-S, because the Panzer IV-S is still a pretty decent tier 6. Why would I recommend against them? Well, for starters, the T-34-3 was already in quite a few offers. I'm pretty sure I even got a pop-up one once, even though I already have the tank. And what I am aiming at is that this thing was released in an event. Granted, you had to try-hard it very, very hard. You know, I had got like 700, 800 battles just to get the tank. And honestly, for 4,500 gold, what you are getting is this, except that it can earn credits, and that it moves a little bit slower. Some people won't like Chinese mediums, and if you're one of those people who hasn't tried Chinese mediums yet, don't buy the 34-3. Please don't buy it. Get the T-34-2, mount the 122mm on it, and then from there, you consider if you like Chinese mediums or if you don't, because otherwise the T-34-3 would have been a very big waste of money. Speaking of a waste of money, what about the Mauerbrecher, the WK16801P? The Mauerbrecher, it's a disaster. It is as if you took a mouse from tier 10, put it 2 tiers down, and then removing all the good points from it and only keeping the bad parts. Now let's take a quick look at the WK168. As if it already wasn't a problem, it's already ungodly huge. And speaking of ungodly huge, you can see those weak spots. Now, I don't have my cursor on, I'm pretty sure, in this recording, so I'm just gonna quickly zoom on them. One of them is the cupola. The cupola is huge and it's not very well armored. The next part are these cheeks, right next to the gun mantlet. It's a sort of, think of like a Stark Tiger 2 turret. It's something similar to that, except it has a bit more armor. And then the colossal lower plate, and we're not even gonna talk about the machine gun port. I'm not sure if that even is a weakness anymore. So, other than that, you have actually pretty decent nominal armor values, and that would have been fine if you had at least like one weak spot less. If they shrinked the cupola or something, then maybe the Mauerbrecher would be a bit better, but it also has many other problems. So let's quickly pop it into the upgrades. The gun. I'm pretty sure you can see it already. Granted, this is without equipment, without provisions and stuff. This is just the base thing that you're gonna get once you buy the Mauerbrecher. You're gonna get 0.44 dispersion. Granted, it is a big gun. It is a big gun. 460 alpha, 390 and 600, that's a very respectable alpha in this tier at least. What you're getting is basically Object 252U pen. You even get similar HE pens, so you know the HE isn't even justifiable on this gun. And you also get a monstrously long reload of 16.3 seconds. That's a bit of a problem, let's say, because in a heavy tank you might wanna, you know, hit something once in a while. This thing won't do that. You might wanna damage something quickly. This thing won't do that. If you want something that can have like a very consistent amount of firepower and can also bounce some shells from time to time, get a lever. I'm not kidding, get a lever. Because what you get is an outstanding gun on a tank that can make a ridiculous amount of credits. It moves better than the Mauerbrecher. It has technically better effective armor than the VK. And as if that wasn't enough, it's always in the store, appears once every few months in a nice bundle. The last time I found it, it was for like, what, 10 euros? $10, 12 maybe. And that is honestly a big bargain. I bought mine for $30 back in like, jeez, 2016, I'm thinking. It cost me $30 because I bought it directly from the store, and then a half a year later it popped up half off. But regardless, the lever is still an outstanding credit grinder, and it's gonna be far more consistent than the fucking VK168. By God. I have seen some people recommend this tank. If someone has recommended you this tank, do not talk to them anymore, because they are clearly mentally insane. This is just such a disaster of a tank that if I had the gold for it, I would just buy it to endlessly complain about it for like 40 minutes straight. It says will survive the fiercest attacks, swat away enemies like flies. Granted, it has a lot of health. But at that point, you can just get the 252U and mount improved assembly on it for the exact same result. The ISU-122S, it's cheap. It's gonna be okay. The gun on it is buffed, I think. I can quickly take a glance. Yup, it's been buffed. The pen is at 195 and 237, so you know, it's actually a pretty nicely penetrating gun. It is gonna be a pretty decent gun to use. It isn't like a great tank destroyer. You would probably buy this thing just for some historical value or something, and the fact that it just looks pretty nice. But other than that, for 2,500 gold, it isn't a bad deal. The FV201 A45 basically just a bit faster Black Prince with far worse armor, is also perfectly serviceable for like 2500 gold, but honestly I'd suggest that you just keep the gold and get something else, because just isn't aimed that worth it. The Type 64 avoided the Type 64. Now why? Well, it is pretty fast. It is a very fast tank in tier 6 standards, but the gun is just horrendous. The AP velocity is just so bad that I always used supercharge on it instead. And as if that wasn't enough, it's kind of really meh. I'm pretty sure you could have gotten it in an event as well last time. So, you know, for 1500 gold it isn't like technically a bad deal, but you're not gonna like it. The Panzer IV-S. Panzer IV-S is a great tank. I bought it, I think, in the last Blitz fair, or maybe the one before that. I actually can't quite remember. But it is a very decent tank. It has a great gun, a turret that can bounce something every now and then, and the mobility is still okay, and it earns a decent amount of credits. It's also one hell of a seal clubbing tank, if you like that sort of thing. I'm not gonna talk about the mystery boxes, but what I'm gonna talk next about are these bundles, the black boxes. Oh boy, where do we begin? Well, we should begin by the fact that you shouldn't buy these. Like, already in the level 1 black boxes, because what it basically is these, like, boxes that just level up, and the higher the level, the higher the rewards. That sounds okay on paper, doesn't it? And, well, it would if you had, like, far higher chances. 20% to get to a level 2 black box, just from level 1. And then you also have a 5% chance to get to a level 3 from a level 1. That's already exceedingly low. They want real money for them, and at least it looks like you can only buy them once. Nope, I was wrong. There's still an unlimited offer for these. But you know what? I would honestly say that if you want to try your luck, buy the 5 black boxes maximum, and if you don't get anything good from them, don't buy them anymore. It's not gonna be worth it. These things are banned in Belgium for a reason, because the chances of getting 250,000 gold and 500,000 free XP are so astronomically low that you have a better chance of getting 100,000 gold from those mystery boxes. That is just somehow a higher chance than this, because just look at it. The level 10 black box includes a guaranteed of this. I'm not sure if it includes either that or that. I hope it includes both, because otherwise it just wouldn't have been worth the effort now, would it? But by the time you get to a level 10 black box, you have such a low chance of getting it that you might as well just buy a lottery ticket, and you'll probably have the same chance of winning that as well. So what I'm basically telling you is do not buy these black boxes, because they are a disaster. What's not a disaster is the 25 offer, actually. Now that's quite curious, isn't it? For $10 you get a pretty good tank destroyer at tier 7, you get a ton of goodies, you get, Jesus Christ, you get 250,000 credits alongside X5s for the tank itself, even though that's just pointless. 25 certificates for, like, just boosters, or, you know, 75 maybe. 75 rare XP boosters. I am assuming it's just 25, like, combat, then crew, and then free XP boosters. Even so, that is a decent offer. Then you also get the legendary camouflage, the legendary avatar, and, well, fully equipped. For $10, why not? It's a great deal. It's not a tank for everyone, but you'll also get those coupons with it, and I'll talk about the coupons shortly. Now, I am pretty sure that the gold offers have also been adapted, yes. Now, if you want to get to the Scorpion G in those coupons, you will need 950 of them, and let's just say that spending $90 just to get a Scorpion G is not exactly worth it now, is it? At least all of these offers have, like, a fair amount of, like, these credits and stuff. At least these ones are a little bit reset, so at least least you get something. Yeah, it's for like $9. You get another 100 coupons, sure, whatever. I'm gonna quickly open this cooldowns, sure. Now let's talk about those coupons. Oh boy, oh joy of joys. You have the time until like November 30th to get a tank from this sale, so hopefully you should have enough gold by then. And after buying some of those offers, you will get coupons. And for those coupons, you can get just stuff like research certificates, a bunch of premium time, actually quite a considerable amount. 10 days of premium is not a bad deal. Or, you know, just fucking, oh my god, 21 days, actually. That's also a really good deal. You can get almost a month of premium by buying a single tank. If the tank revolts you 100 coupons at least. But what I am considering going for is the tank research certificate, because I still have quite a lot of tier 10s to research. I'm only getting to my 25th one. And then I'm gonna probably toss it on some, I don't know, just credits or something. I really don't know. But those coupons can also be used to claim other tanks. These tanks have 4 stages, and in the first stage, you can obtain a Type 62 for 250 of these coupons. And the Type 62, I wouldn't say is worth 250 coupons. Because, let's say if you were just buying it from the tanks, you would have to get either of these tier 8s, either of these 3, and then you would have to buy either the ISU-122S or the FB201 to get the Type 62. And then you get that, sure, nice. Whatever, it's decent, but it's not worth that much money, because by the time that you know it, you're gonna be spending 12,500 gold just to get a tier 7 light tank. The next stage is the M4 Rev, and the M4 Rev costs another 250 on the top of that. And while the Rev is a great tank, this is gonna be getting repeated very soon, the Rev isn't worth another 250 coupons. You might consider it like, oh hey, but it's like free. Now imagine that you're just buying all this stuff on Black Friday just to get the Scorpion G at the end. That's not gonna be free at that point. It's really not, because you're gonna burn an endless amount of cash, almost $90 worth, just to get that. So for those another 250 points, let's say these are already out the window alongside the fucking ISU. Now that's 90, 180, 230, 260. And after that you only have the Panzer 4S. So you have burned the rest of your gold. Let's say you had like what, 30k, and now you have less than 10 left. And you get the M4 Rev. Congratulations. But what if you didn't want the Rev? What if you wanted the Canavan Action 10? In which case you should have bought it as the store offer for like what, 15k gold. Because that's another 250 on the top. And if we go into bundles, let's see. We have something curious that could reward us here. There's some more coupons. We're gonna ignore the black boxes because those don't reward a whole lot. $12 for 30, okay. You're gonna get another 50 from this. Maybe you're gonna buy the Capital Source and Power Build-Up, which is another 30. So that's gonna be at 80. And then you're gonna have to buy gold. So you're gonna go for like maybe the double pocket money, huge black gold wool nugget, and then the Winner's Rich Loot. That brings us to another like what, $30-40 maybe worth of stuff to get the Canavan Action 10. And at that point, it's already not worth it again. And then, what if you just wanted to get a Scorpion G? Poor you. That's another 250. You know what I'm gonna say about that. Just don't. At that point, you might as well just buy the military budget for 37,500 gold and 950 coupons, just to get the Scorpion G. And at that point, just know. Just know. You're gonna get a tank. You're probably gonna be happy with it. At what cost? You could have bought some nice Christmas presents for the rest of the family. Instead, you decided to put it on a tier 8 tank destroyer. Oh boy. Anyways, that has been it from me. This has been a very long rambling video about why you should not do black boxes and those coupons to get those tanks. Just don't do that. Get a tank that you want from this list and just be settled with it. Claim some of these rewards from this list and bam, don't spend it on anything else because you're only gonna regret it. Lord knows I do, because I don't have any money for this. That's kind of funny. Now, that has been it from me. You may see some of these rambling videos in the future where I don't have the time to form up a proper script. Anyways, that has been it from me. My name is Hab. If you somehow like this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all later. Something that will be, well, very well done. Something that will be better than this video is gonna be done in the future, don't worry. That's gonna be the E100 with. Anyways, see ya.